the country over the.
If you could, I mean, what's better than Star Trek, really?
Everything.
Okay,
Now you're just being hurtful,
you bite your tongue.
especially with Pora Hora just passing. I mean,
Seriously.
Listen, I know a few poor Ahoras, and they are still around.
I'm gonna just drink.
Yeah, I think
You
maybe
got
it's good
Elijah
time.
Craig over there tonight? What are you drinking?
Oh yeah, small batch, baby.
We remind you that the Bros and Bourbon podcast is a presentation of Godzilla Media. Listener discretion, however, is advised. Barry Gadbois, Dan Gadbois, back with you, the Jeff Levack. Somehow, we talked him into coming back for more because he's here. I can't believe it. I thought you'd be running away after the last one, but you're here.
I can't believe you guys picked up when I hit the link.
Hey, we had fun the last time. Last show was a good show. We had fun. It was cool.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think there's stuff
absolutely.
we didn't cover, by the way, too. There's some things I want to talk about that we didn't get into. So,
Any excuse to drink bourbon with you guys, I'm in. Let's do it.
all right. So, what are you drinking tonight? What do you got going on there?
Me, I'm doing. I got that big bottle of Elijah Craig. I only put a decent dent in it last time, so
All right. So
Gonna
you're
keep
still
rolling.
working that. Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
Is that straight, by the way, you got over there?
I got ice in it. I like to ice it up in a little
Oh,
mason
yeah.
jar, but
I like
that's
that
a lot.
you
It's a good one.
heavy pour,
Yeah.
dude. Heavy pour. I like that. It's classic.
I'm a heavy man, Yeah.
That's good.
You don't have to get back up. You don't have to get up again and
Right.
refill
That'd be
that stuff.
rude. That'd be rude.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'd like turn my butt to you guys for a second and go get another glass. So
Oh no, don't do that. That'd be
Right.
horrible.
All right. I'm drinking. I've departed from the norm. I am drinking, courtesy of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, some Terramana Reposado on ice. It's summer, so I'm going a little lighter. Best tequila I've had in a very long time. So I'm working on that.
Oh, spicing up a bit. I'm staying local here with Vermont's Smuggler's Notch bourbon. So that is a gift from the Dr. Costello that I've been holding on to for a while. So I cracked this bad boy open tonight. So
I don't know why, but I want to
cheers.
laugh. Every time you say Smuggler's Notch, I just want to
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah, there's definitely something childish there that I'm in
Yeah.
on.
I
I don't
just-
like. Are you allowed to not drink bourbon? Like it's bros and bourbon. Like it's. I don't know if I feel like you've departed from what's made you great.
Well, I mean, bros and tequila. There's no alliteration, so we couldn't. But I think, yeah, I think. Look, we're not one track here. I think you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You drink bourbon or tequila. It's summertime. Got the Buffett show coming up in like 8 days. I'm so excited about. So I'm leaning into the tequila thing right now.
All right. Okay.
I'm
And,
gonna call
and
you
I'll tell you what,
Benito the rest of the show.
they don't pay us. Although if The Rock wants to open up the wallet, we would be thrilled if they did. But Terramana, oh, I mean, chef's kiss. Great. It is. A lot of people think tequila is like gasoline. Like people don't drink it. You get bad reaction to it. Tastes like Terramana is like smooth, baby, smooth. So good.
Welcome to Hermanos and Tequila.
Mm-hmm. Trace Tequila Floor over here at the Bros and Bourbon Show. What are we supposed to do first? Oh yeah, I gotta do this part. Mohawk Honda. The team can find what you're looking for. They search their lot or they search the entire Eastern Seaboard just for you. But the real opportunity for you right now is either trading in or selling your vehicle because Mohawk Honda buys cars. And in some cases, you can probably sell what you've got for more than you paid for it. The supply chain, it is effed, facing challenges, and it creates a selling opportunity for you. As always, the team at Mohawk Honda will make the buying and selling experience very easy. You know them. Cars with Kern, Trust Trav Landry, Lewis, the VIP man Morales, CMAC, Let's Do a Deal, McKenna, Drive with Deanna Coles, or just talk to the leader in charge, General Manager Greg Johnson, because at Mohawk Honda, Freeman's Bridge Road in Scotia, they want to buy your car and they always go out of their way to please you. It's a good time.
I think today was C-Mac's birthday, wasn't it? Jeff Cameron McKenna. He didn't his
believe
birthday
so.
or yesterday?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Every day's his birthday. He's just a happy guy.
Well, give him a break. Get over there to Mohawk Honda, make a sale with CMAC. Give him a happy birthday. Go buy a car. You treat yourself. You deserve it.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, you deserve it. If you don't deserve it, who does? Nobody.
No one.
No one.
No one. It's true.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
So here's how the show works. We pour some booze and we talk. We have 3 topics: 80 proof, 90 proof, 100 proof. Then we always do a little topical kind of segment. Tonight we're going to talk about bucket lists, things that we want to do before we're on the wrong side of the grass. I'm interested to hear what you guys want to do. I kind of know what I want to do, but I think I might learn a few things. I might skew my list a little bit based on what you guys want to do before you kick the old bucket. So we have some things to talk about in that regard. I want to get inside the mind of Jeff Levack a little bit as the Albany Empire are in the midst of this kick-ass championship run. Talk a little about the journey that brought him from radio to now Empire Presidente. I'm fascinated by that, so I want to talk about that a little bit. Before we do all that, we got to do our first pour. So we're gonna go 80 proof, and this is a topic. I just saw that in the state of Massachusetts, they continue to screw this up. Sports betting, they're saying don't count on it in Massachusetts till 2023. It's live in New York. It's live in a lot of states that were opportunistic and jumped on sports betting. So I'm curious, what do you guys think about the sports betting? I look at it like the proliferation of casinos. I feel like we're getting to a point where there's almost too much. You pretty much need one thing, you need DraftKings and that's it. But there's so many options, so many companies are involved doing this. MGM Bally's, the connected casino companies. You get the online At what point is it like too much? There's only so much money to go around. How's it going to keep growing?
So a few things to jump off of there. First, Massachusetts fucks this up like everything else they do. Connecticut's got it legalized. New York has it legalized. Rhode Island's had it legal for a long time. New Hampshire's got it legalized. Massachusetts is going to be so late to the game, it's not going to matter, right? Like, they've lost the revenue at this point.
As they were with
they'll make their money. Right, 100%. And then, by the way, they opened MGM at, a quarter of the size projected to. Like, they butcher and butcher and butcher the opportunity to make money. So Massachusetts, it is what it is, but that's just another failure, another opportunity for the state of Massachusetts to do a great job, and they just didn't do it. Late to the game, not seeing around the corner, and fit to prepare. As far as sports betting, I don't know about you guys. I have every app. I've got Rivers, I've got MGM, I've got DraftKings, I've got Naira, I've got I actually still have a Bet Us account. So I like to do different stuff. What I like about the different apps is you can go in there and they will put stuff together for you and feature it, right? You'll get like 2 or 3 different, this guy hits a home run, this guy hits this, over under in this game, pays out plus 450, whatever. So I like to go in and kind of see what they're offering up as like a boosted wager or what they're featuring. So I like having the different companies. I think there's a cap on it at some point. Like, some of these guys are going to drop off. Did you guys freeze or did I freeze?
Is that Dan's internet, Jeff?
I think it's Dan's internet.
I think it's
what happened.
What I would do is take a little bit
of
money out of your Bet Us account and pay the highest, upgrade your speed. Just one less parlay, and you could upgrade your speed, because right now you look, oh my God, you froze with your mouth open
on the microphone.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's frozen solid. Like, he's done.
He's toast. He's cooked.
We've lost him.
All right.
Or he just really, really likes that microphone. One of the two.
Well, I think both things.
There he is. Oh, he was back for a second. There he goes. Hey,
what is happening?
He goes.
Hey.
Did your mom?
Good chance this kid's watching like the internet, like every
mom
show.
Pick up the phone? Did mom pick up the phone in the other room and you got dropped? What happened there?
I'm not sure where you guys lost me, but I like the ability to do some.
Yeah, you're
Jeff, you take over.
Well, I think like my argument for more apps, better apps is the same you would make for like restaurants, the same you would make for Vegas. Like, this is going to force each one of these things to do more things for us as the better. So like, Dan had mentioned, like, there's some that put together these like special stepped up parlays. So you can just kind of, hey, I just want to throw a quick $5 bet together, and I don't want to stress it, but here's, Aaron Judge at home. I hit one a week ago. It was Judge and Pete Alonso both had a home run. And it was like, I put a $10 bet and I won like $50. So I was like, all right, that's perfect. That's fun. I'm all good on that. But like, the more of them there are, the more it's going to force them to entice us to come into their app. And I'm a big fan of all these little benefits that you're starting to see come to us, even if you're already in, not just to sign up.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm DraftKings only. If I'm focused on DraftKings, I think they're the big dog. But I sort of do look at this like, when I was a kid, you had Vegas, which was like the Pinnacle, and you had Atlantic City where you could still go get tore up and make some bets. But that was it. Like gambling was like it was like holy grail, right? It was like milk money. It was like the movie Milk Money. Like you couldn't just get it anywhere. You had to go to Vegas, you had to go to Atlantic City. Now it's everywhere. And
legally.
I
well,
just
true.
I disagree with there. Yeah,
True.
Yeah, because I would argue if you wanted to gamble, you can find a way to gamble.
Well, before the apps, like it was easier for me to gamble illegally than it was for me to gamble legally. like I could go. I enjoyed my trip to Rivers. I still make it here and there. I've never been to Vegas, and with the Raiders being there now, I have to get there. I'm afraid. Like Barry, I see your face, but think about Dan being your tour guide.
Get guys.
Yeah,
we need some money. We're going to Vegas.
I'm down. Let's do
We're
it.
taking
I'm
the show
all
on
in.
the road, dude.
I'm going to a Raiders game this year. I don't care. Like if you guys want to pick the game too, I don't care. I'll go because I'm definitely going. I didn't want to go to Oakland, but I definitely want to go to Vegas. But
you did not. I've been to the Oakland Coliseum. You did not want to go to the Oakland Coliseum.
No, I have zero interest.
But what if we could put a parlay together where the Raiders and the Knights play in some, and then I'm all in. I mean, I would sell a kidney to go to a Knights game, and you might have to, but yeah, that'd be so. We got to do this in Vegas. We got to do the show in Vegas.
I'm down. I'm 100% down.
All right,
maybe we gotta get Dan internet again. He froze again, I think.
Dan, yeah, this is what Dan looks like in Vegas as well. It's just that he's usually laying on the floor. Is the only difference of the Dan in Vegas. Same look on his face, mouth open and everything. But all right, well let's press on and see what happens to Dan here. Our 90 proof topic, again, at the risk of getting political, no one's a fan of China. Like at this point, nobody's like, give China a break. You're being too hard on China. But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi flying to Taiwan, not a move I necessarily disagree with in principle, but it's sort of like in Friday, like pissing off Debo. You kind of had to you want to have a reason to do it. And so I don't. Nancy Pelosi flies to flies to Taiwan after China says essentially we're going to be big mad and we'll nuke the whole world if you do it. She does it anyway. Which, look, I agree. I'm all for dropping your balls on China's shoulder and saying that you're king here in the United States. But it just seems like what are we picking a fight about right now? I don't understand the move. And then the White House, that Peter Doocy, who's the only person who asked real questions in the press corps, said, does the president support this move or not? And they basically said, well, the president doesn't tell Congress what to do, instead of saying, hell yeah, Taiwan's a free and independent country and we support them. So on one hand, we did this big giant middle finger and said, we're going. And to her credit, Nancy Pelosi stepped off that plane in Taiwan and made a big statement. And then the White House basically zipped their own wee in their pants and said, well,
how'd they get the beans about the Frank? That's the question.
They did. They always managed to do it. This White House, somehow they're like, well, hey, I mean, China, I thought back in 2020 when this little COVID situation started, we decided we need to like manufacture our own shit here in the United States. And we're too crazy about China because, they did ultimately kind of know that there was this COVID issue and hid it from the world until it steamrolled society. And I thought we were going to start kind of pulling back, maybe manufacturing some stuff here, give the big middle finger. But we didn't. We gave this little tiny middle finger. Like we walked up to them, we gave them a little backhand. Right. But for no reason. For what? What are we doing? Why are we trying to start? We got enough freaking problems right now between the cost of everything. What are we doing? What are we trying to accomplish? I'm all for picking a fight, but let's have a reason for picking it.
Well, I feel like Pelosi is doing the one thing that makes everyone like her, right? Because like if you're on the right side of the aisle, you hate her. Like she could hand you $1 billion and be like, should have been two, scum. like she picked a fight with the big bad, and everybody, like, I'm a fan of it if for no other reason than don't tell me where I can go. Like I may not like Nancy Pelosi. I may not like, Trump or any of the other. Like I really don't like anyone. I'm kind of a miserable human. But those are my people. Don't tell my people where they can and can't go. We go where we want. We're big, ugly Americans.
Well, that's it, right? So it's like anything else. I might not like Nancy Pelosi, but she's on Team USA. So right. I could say what I want, right? I can call my baby ugly, but don't you call my baby ugly, right? Otherwise, now this is family. Now you're effing with my family. I don't necessarily like my family, but damn it, now I got to throw down because you picked this fight. And I'm all for it. I think at this point China is, and you're starting to see now China starting to fall into some alliance with Russia on a lot of these issues. And what, so we have this Ukrainian issue where we're sort of shoveling money, lots and lots and lots of money. We haven't gone into the fighting, but we're sort of dealing with that on the periphery by spending a shitload of money. Why are we opening up this issue with China now? I don't understand it. Let's pick one fight at a time. Easy, Conor McGregor. Like let's just throw one chair at a time.
Now that I've gotten my internet stable a little bit, I think. So Pelosi makes 9 figures off this stock bill or the chip bill that passes, right? This insider trading thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she does something that everybody's going to appreciate and sides with Taiwan, right? Like this was 100% publicity. That's what it was. Hey, the headlines are Pelosi's husband makes 9 figures. They're insider trading, stocks with senators, yada, yada, yada. And then boom, she's in Taiwan. We're USA. You know, now I see guys like Rob O'Donnell, who's a pretty big conservative back blue guy in New York City defending her. He doesn't want to. I know that. But so that's what she did, right? Now she's on our team after awful headlines. That's all this was. A publicity stunt. That's it. And she'll go back to her fucking bat cave somewhere and hang upside down, or Jeff's bathroom, one of the two.
No, I've left the fan on.
So do you think that she, in doing this, because I agree with you, I agree with your cynical view of this, did she inadvertently make the White House out to be a bunch of morons again, or is it at the point where the Democrat establishment is actually just trying to undermine Joe Biden?
They don't care.
See,
right? They don't give a
yeah, right. Right. But wait, but like, is there a chance that this is more calculated than what we're giving her credit for? Because like
I think
Barry,
it's calculated for herself.
But it's also I also feel like it is. I think it's something that we needed to do, whether it needed to be her or not, who knows? But like you said, China is starting to fall in line with Russia, and we're getting to a point where, you know, China and Russia are walking to that line. They're putting their toe in the sand and going, no, look, we crossed your line. We crossed your line. Like at some point, we have to look back at them and go, don't, or we'll do it too. And then when we get to it, we'll get to it. It'll be a problem. Like we can't get along, so we're going to get it on. Somebody needed to go and just kind of push their chest out. I don't know what it says about this country that the person pushing their chest out is Pelosi, but at least she did it. At least somebody did it.
I don't know if you saw those beach pics, but I mean,
yeah, for real. I'm still like, listen, I'm sorry. Say what you want about Hillary. There's at least 2 things about her I like. So
balls,
bra balls.
Oh. Nah, dude. I don't know, man. This Pelosi doesn't sit right with me, and nobody takes administration seriously. So does China or Russia think Joe Biden or Kamala Harris have the fucking balls it's going to take to stand up to them? No one believes that. And you can say what you want about Trump. He was a nutcase, but he was a nutcase that everybody knew was a nutcase. And
he was literally like Debo. Like who else wants some of Debo? Like, man, yeah, we're good. We're good.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like you realize, like when we were all younger, if you saw someone walking down the road talking to themselves, they were crazy. And you went to the other side of the road. Now it's like, well, maybe they have earbuds in, like who freaking knows, whatever. But like Trump, there was never a question. Those aren't earbuds. That dude's crazy. Don't fuck with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's say what you want. He would walk into that bar and people are like, listen, I think I can take him, but I don't want to try.
I still don't know. I argue with people about this now. I still am not sure. Is he crazy like a fox or is he just lucky? Not really sure. I don't know.
I think he put together a staff of very smart people, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, foxes get lucky too. That's part of it, I think. Truth in the middle.
Yeah, Married with Children, The Simpsons. Fox got lucky a few times.
It's true.
Oh, Married with Children. That's a jam.
Yes.
That's
speaking of ball bras.
Wow. All right, moving right along.
I've never seen Barry speed through your show this fast.
Yeah, we're trying. We gotta just. I'm not sure if it's better when Dan's internet connection is good or bad. That's the one thing I don't know. 100 proof top of this. I think this is an easy one, right? Everybody, we used to be that show. Everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Alex Jones. Like uniformly, even if you're a right-wing nut job like me, Alex Jones is a two-legged piece of shit. And so it couldn't happen to a nicer guy that his own lawyers would accidentally give away the evidence to the other side and get him totally smoked in open court. And I'm normally a guy who would say I don't like the fact that the establishment can just pick whoever they want and feed them into the wood chipper head first. However, in this case, since it's Alex Jones, I say crank that bitch up. Who cares? Anybody, any Sandy Hook truther out there is a subhuman turd and deserves to be bankrupted and cast out from society. Couldn't happen to a worse guy. Simply cannot find a single. And he basically has said, hey, I mean, I admitted it wasn't a hoax. It was 100% real, blah, blah, blah. Too little, too late. Not enough bad stuff could happen to this guy, in my opinion. 9/11 truthers are terrible people. The only people worse than 9/11 truthers are Sandy Hook truthers, in my opinion.
Does this set a super dangerous precedent, though?
That your own lawyers can shaft you? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent. I just, we're in such a cancel culture, such a hold people accountability culture for what they said. Look, Alex Jones is a douche, like just a douche. But are we setting a dangerous precedent? I guess that's my only thought.
I'm a freedom of speech guy. I did radio for freaking 2 decades. But there's limitations. You can't yell fire in a crowded building. He is the epitome of yelling fire in a crowded building, and he did it to the point where parents of children who were shot and killed were attacked. You know what I mean? Like people were showing up on their doorsteps. So I think you have to at least put warning labels on these things. And when you have a guy like him who is so egregiously just saying whatever it takes to get noticed and to rile up his cult, I think you do. I think you have to at least go through the process of, is this a terrible freaking human being, and should we allow him to have a complete open forum? And if we do, let's make sure that we do it in such a way where everyone knows, hey, we're giving him this open forum, but it's only because we have certain rules in place. And if you listen to him, you're a flaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the problem is that precedent. It works both ways, because I don't like the fact that Alex Jones gets lumped in with other people that the establishment doesn't like, because he's an exceptionally horrible person. So even though you're on a slippery slope, when somebody that really deserves it is getting pushed down the slippery slope, screw it. I hope he hits his head on the way down. We'll fight the slippery slope argument later. Screw that, dude. Who's got time for this?
Dan, did you shave your head?
No, it's gray. It's all
it looked like it was shaved. Actually, I gotta be honest. I think it kind of looked good shaved. I thought it was shaved.
Wearing a tequila hat.
Yeah, Ghost Tequila, baby.
Oh, right.
Pride of Boston, Massachusetts.
Is that right?
Well,
yeah, it's also a free hat.
There's not a lot to be proud of over there anyway.
That's fucking.
What did Boston got? Traffic cones and a tequila, I guess.
Yeah, Sam Adams, Mob Reds, and hanging out behind Duncan.
Dunk's Ked. Get the Dunk's Ked. All right. So are you, Dan? You're not. You got nothing. You're not gonna defend Alex. Nobody can defend Alex Jones. Not even Alex Jones feels like defending Alex Jones at this point. He pretty much was in court. I'm sorry. Basically, take me.
I want you to know that throughout this show, over the last 6 weeks we've been doing this, I've taken some real lowbrow moments, and I know that. It's what I do. I'm good for the punchline.
They're funny though.
They're
funny.
And I wrote some great Sandy Hook jokes before we started this podcast. I'm going to take the high road, and I am going to keep those to myself. And I'm going to say Alex Jones sucks. Jeff, you want to hear one?
So, all right. So let me, as someone who loves you as much as your brother does, maybe more, I do want to point out that you're the person who will say things legitimately just to say them because you're allowed to. But you're also the same person that if Barry and I went, you know what, that's a great point, let's go confront those parents, you would kneecap us before you'd let us do it. So it's a very different thing than Alex Jones. And yes, I kind of want to hear one.
Okay. What kind of punch takes out 21 students and 6 teachers? Sandy Hook.
Okay. All right. There's a rule in my house growing up, right? So I'm the youngest of 5, and my daughter lives by this rule too. It's called, if you're going to be rude, you better be funny. And there's been moments in my daughter's life where she's looked over me and went, and I'm like, not as funny as you need to be that rude. Dan,
this.
Not
this
as funny as
definitely-
you need to be that rude.
Really, you set the standard right there. That is,
you lowered the bar.
yeah. Everybody should. This is instructional right now. That's
Right.
don't.
So
No.
So no,
Don't
I
do
will
it.
not defend Alex Jones. He's the cuckiest of the cucky. But I would say that we have to be the slippery slope of censorship, of lawsuits for hurtful words. Obviously, what he did was worse than that.
Yeah.
But I just worry that we've cracked the door open, and all it's going to take is one nut job to kick it in, and that's my only concern.
The door's already. I mean, the door's already kind of been kicked in. Like my favorite comedians are the ones who have come back from cancel. So right, Shane Gillis is I think Shane Gillis might be the funniest guy out there.
Yeah,
Chris D'Elia is extremely funny. He might be a piece of shit as a human, but he's very funny. Those two.
Well,
have
Dane
come
Cook's
back
taking a
from
lot of
cancel.
pressure off him this week. So,
well, Dan, I don't even know. I didn't know he was still a thing. I thought Dane Cook. Yeah, I didn't even know Dane Cook. What?
Yeah, I mean he's pulling 15-year-olds, so he's still got it.
Is he really?
Well, she was 15 when they met, 18 when they started dating.
So he was. They call it grooming. He groomed her.
I mean, she's got great hair, so he might have.
Well, that's what Chris D'Elia got canceled over.
Yeah,
is he was grooming. He was meeting younger girls online, like 16, 17-year-olds, and he would maintain a relationship with them. And then when they were old enough to talk to, he was like, "What's up, girl?" Or allegedly, I should say allegedly. Like,
yeah, but I think the difference here is this guy's own attorney, who was paid to defend him, threw this guy under the bus. And again,
but you know how that goes, though, right? Like, that's one of those situations where, like, I work for your attorney. I think you're a flaming bag of dog shit. I accidentally leak your
and that's
right.
what covered, right? Is an accident. Like he
Right,
didn't do, as an act.
Right.
Hey,
And
it's the old like he slipped on a banana peel, right? I mean,
right. And I'm with you, but when it's not something so warranted and somebody slips on a banana peel.
Well,
that'll be different.
But here's where the world can correct itself. So Alex Jones, flaming pile of dog shit, should lose all these court battles because he's obviously a piece of shit. But then he should be able to turn around and sue the piss out of his attorneys because the only reason he lost.
True. Yeah, that's also true. There's a consequence for every action.
Right.
So,
Now,
I would agree.
I think the parents of Sandy Hook should get a piece of whatever money he wins. But like it's there. There's what's the old saying? Yeah, shit rolls downhill.
Former.
The funny thing. So this
as
show,
a funnier, but not funny.
This show is like what the journey that a turd goes on.
Yes,
in the sense that in the plumbing you get flush and you hit the trap, and like the turd thinks it's at the bottom, but the trap actually goes up a little bit and it goes further. The turd just keeps going down. So you're like, oh, we've gone to the bottom. Oh no, it's just the trap. This turd continues to go.
I want to do the new commercial for Bros and Bourbon. Bros and Bourbon, the journey of fecal matter.
You nailed it. That's what this show is.
All right, there it is.
Great.
That's a drop. We're gonna turn that thing around. All right, Dan, please just save us by moving on to the next.
All right. Well, the next thing is let me pull up my notes here because I'm Grandpa Gadbois. The Albany Empire playing for the National Arena League Championship. Get your tickets now at albanyempirenal.com. The Empire go for a second NAL title. Kickoff set for Saturday, August 13th at 7 p.m. Be a part of the championship by buying your tickets today at albanyempirenal.com or calling the box office at 518-714-2200.
That's not the box office. That's our office. That's how you avoid Ticketmaster fees right there, my friend.
Ooh, 518-714-2200 101. Promo code GAZ gets you the avoiding of the Ticketmaster fees.
Every ticket comes with a Blue Chew tablet.
So hey, I live in Albany. I will unfortunately be at the Buffett show in Mansfield on August 13th.
I know,
sorry,
man,
Jeff. Jimmy Buffett's only got so many trips around the sun left, so I can't make it to the Empire.
I've reached out to Buffett's people to see if there's some chance this show could be moved because I think this event is big enough that he might want to be at the game.
I saved you guys.
But I hope Albany packs the F out of the MVP arena, right?
I do too.
Albany, this is a cool market. It's a unique market. It's a proud market. And I hope the people of Albany come out in droves to show support for the Albany Empire, because those snakes are coming up from Carolina. There's a couple snakes on that team, and I hope we make some boots out of them up here in Albany next weekend.
I'm glad you got that. Most people didn't get that. I posted pictures of snakeskin boots on my Facebook and everything, and I was like, I might try these on a week from Saturday, and everybody's like, "Oh, cowboy boots after all these years?" I'm like, "No, dumbass." So here's my. I'm gonna actually, because we're here, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I hate the people who go, well, I don't want to buy into the Empire because I'm afraid I'm going to lose the Empire. Well, if you would like to lose the Empire, don't buy into the Empire. We've had local ownership in the past, but it's been there was a lot of mitigating factors. You have truly local ownership. Mike Quarta he bleeds the 518. Like that's my guy. He's been my boy forever. He bought the rights to this team before he could afford this team, and now he bought this team because he doesn't want this team to leave. Like, his dream is to give us something here in this community that we can be proud of and rally around for the next 50 freaking years. Like, you gotta go to the game. Like, this is a championship game. It's ridiculous.
Also, for those people, all four of our listeners who haven't been to an Arena Football League game, it's a cool experience. Indoor football is awesome. The action is tighter. The field is tighter. The players are awesome. I've gotten to know some of these guys. They're good dudes. They're athletes.
How you feed these guys?
These guys are they're athletes. It is a cool experience. The boards make it awesome. So growing up, I was a huge Rams fan. Loved Kurt Warner. I was a huge Kurt Warner fan. And that got me into Arena Football. And I remember PlayStation 1, I went out and bought Arena Football with Kurt Warner and the Iowa Barnstormers on the cover. And me and my boys played that nonstop. And
do you want to know something really cool about the Iowa Barnstormers? So our director of scouting from last year is now the head coach of the Iowa Barnstormers.
Nice.
That's cool. That's cool.
But so the Arena Football's been around for a while. And we've got a great local team, locally owned. They're doing Ironman. The stadium is fun. The block party's awesome. Anybody who doesn't go and hasn't given us a chance is missing a great opportunity. Capital Region doesn't have much, right? They do not have a lot. And what Mike Quarta and the Albany Empire have done, giving this area something to be excited about, a winning team. Like, not just a team. Not just, hey, we're trying here, guys. You're putting winners on the field. And I truly hope Albany shows up next week and makes you guys proud, because they should. They should. You guys have done a great job, and I hope Albany comes out for you guys.
Jeff, let's get real for one second. Like, what is it going to cost somebody to get into this ball game? Like, really?
We've got $20 tickets.
Okay.
So let me tell you something. Tickets.
People who are in line for $7, $8 coffees and all this kinds of $20 is nothing to go out and watch a championship football game. Because I've said, communities I've lived in, from Springfield, Mass, where I grew up, where sports is come and gone, and people bitch constantly that, this community doesn't have anything. I think basketball teams came and went, hockey teams came and went. Nobody supported them. Put a good product out, nobody supported them. I am a NASCAR guy to my core. Something happened this week. North Wilkesboro Speedway was literally reborn from the ashes, and they packed that place for a modified race, a super stock race this week. But racetracks, local racetracks where guys go race their guts out for not a lot of money and put on a hell of a show for 10, 15, $20. That's what arena football represents. These guys are playing their ass off, and they're playing for a championship. 100%. This is legit competition. Is something that's the Capital Region owns it, man, and you got to get behind it. If you don't get behind it, you got no right to complain later.
Well, and like I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, it went away in 19. So the AFL comes back in 2018. It's a 4-team league. It grows to a 6-team league in 2019. The courts decide that because there are enough people tied to the original AFL that they're responsible for a lawsuit over workers' comp. It's this whole like convoluted nonsense. The AFL goes bankrupt, goes away. The NAL goes, we want in Albany. Ron Tradico, Nate Starling Jr. say, we're going to go. And they signed a 3-year lease with our arena. It was the Times Union Center at the point. Now it's the MVP arena. They want the Empire. The guy who owns the right to the Empire is Mike Quarta, my dude. Mike Corda says, I'll be more than happy to give you the rights to it. I want a piece of the team. I don't want money. I want a piece of the team because I want the team to be here forever. He has now bought everyone out. So because he doesn't ever want the team to leave. So like everybody who's sitting there going, well, I fell in love with the Empire and they left. Well, that was the AFL. That's not us.
Right.
That's not us.
That was the
Like,
league. The
that was
whole
the
league.
league went away.
Right.
So and there's
Actually, if you want to be honest, but the league went away and the team found a way to persist. Frankly,
100%. Like I remember I was doing radio and I'm in my truck in the parking lot of the track talking to Mike Corda about whether or not he should let these guys have the Empire brand. Because his whole thing was if they come back and they do it wrong, we're never going to be able to come back. It's going to take years and years and years and years. And we went back and forth on it. He ultimately met with these guys. I met with these guys. He said, I want to do it. So Nate Sterling Jr. is the majority owner of the Orlando Predators, who is like the number one rival. That's the team that we beat back in 2000 with the Firebirds. So like it's a fraternity. These guys have come together and they want to make this work. That's why I see people go, I don't want to go because I'm afraid I'll lose the team. Don't go and you will lose the team. Like that's all there is to it. Like the community is rallying. The businesses are rallying. You talk about Mohawk Honda, Andy Gelcher, Mohawk Honda, Mohawk Chevrolet, all the like they've rallied. Like they're here. Martin Harding Mazzotti, they're here. They're part of this. Standard Heating and Cooling is moving into this market. One of the first things they did was become the majority sponsor of our team. All that's missing right now is our crazy asses sitting in those seats at the MVP arena. That's all that's missing. And I can't say what I want to say, but I will tease the fact that Mike is willing to commit to this community even longer. And that might be announced very, very soon.
Nice.
breaking news.
There
That's
it
awesome.
is. Bros and bourbons.
People got to get out there and I mean it. I mean, I feel like a hypocrite because I'm not going. If I was not going to be at the Jimmy Buffett show, which for me is, we talk about bucket list in a second, a bucket list thing. There's no question I'd be making whatever it is, a 3.5 hour drive from here in the Granite State studio to be at that game. There's no question. It's a championship game. It is a championship game.
Right.
There's
Well,
get
do you
out
want to
there.
know? You want to know something? Like your bloodline. Like I don't want to embarrass the dude, but I'm going to say it. Your brother has done everything in his power. There's a reason that Hooters is on the boards. Like when they run in those dasher boards and they hit that thing, whether it's like your brother has gone out of his way to make sure that our guys are comfortable here in the capital region and has done everything he can. Like this is what I'm saying. Like the embracement is there. You can go to Jimmy Buffett. The fact that Dan's going to Jimmy Buffett hurts me. That's I'm just going to put it out there because we dine under the orange roof quite a bit.
Well, to be all right, so to be
blue and orange roof, that's who we are.
To be clear about this, Dan is going to go to Great Woods. He's going to get to the venue. But history tells us that has happened before. Dan could get to the venue and still not quite make it to the show. So there's really a couple hurdles that have to be crossed, Jeff. We got to get to the venue, but then we also have to be conscious to get into the show.
See, this is why he enjoys Empire football so much, because he brings his beautiful wife and his amazing child to the game. It's a family fun game, and he sees the entire game.
Here's what I'm going to do, Jeff. Here's how I'm going to support the Albany Empire. I'm going to buy 3 tickets as if my wife, myself, and my son were going.
Okay.
And we're going to give them away at the restaurant this Saturday night. So
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you those tickets because if your butts aren't in those seats, I don't want your damn money. I want, and you can give away as many tickets as you want at the restaurant.
Yeah, wait a second. I'll throw. Listen, I got 4, so I would be there. My older kid, loves sport. Like I'm constantly amazed. I took her to the Cup Series race in New Hampshire. We've been to Tampa Rays games. Love sports. So this is totally something that I think, you got to get this. I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I see too many kids, man. They're on the tablets and phones, 4, 5, 6 years old. Get that shit away from your kid and get out to a game. Get out to the Albany Empire game. Get out there with your kid. Have fun. Get him in the moment. To me, sports is the greatest connecting point for humanity. There's sports and there's like music, and that's pretty much it, because you're in a row of seats with people at a game. You don't care if they voted for Trump or Biden. You don't care what
Right.
their politics are. You don't care when something good happens for your team. You're high-fiving the shit out of each other, screaming at each other. You're a fraternity. You're a family, and that's what I love about sports. And I hope, man, I hope that Capital Region family is going to be out there screaming because it's teed up. It's as
Listen,
teed up as it could ever be.
I'm gonna make sure that you guys, when we defend our third championship, second straight, 2 in the NAL, starting next year, your asses are going to be at the home opener.
Done.
Or else.
Done.
I'm in.
Maybe we'll do a show from from there.
Done.
Yeah.
I know a
Can-
guy.
can
We'll
we-
get you set up.
Can we
Perfect.
crash the Levack and Gaz pregame show for a segment?
It's listen. That's the Gaz pregame show. He lets me be on that. Let's be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
Like he
Well,
tapes
yeah.
interviews when I'm not around. He like you can go, just come sit down and while you can, and then he like stiff arms me off the screen with his orangutan arms. Yeah, no, that's the Gaz show, like with special guest Jeff Levack. That's not my show. I wish it was. Tuesday's my show. Saturday is his show.
Gotcha. Well, maybe having your own show is on your bucket list.
Ooh.
Yeah, they got. I get fired. I get emotional, man. I can't help it. I get emotional about sports. This last week, and you referenced it earlier, Nichelle Nichols, who broke ground on Star Trek as Uhura, passed away, and then it only got worse from
Right.
there, from
Well,
my
it's
perspective.
in threes. It's supposed to be in threes.
So Bill Russell, who, even if you don't love the Boston Celtics, Bill Russell kicked down doors in this country that needed kicking down so bad, and is probably the only guy that's in the argument with Jordan in my mind about who the greatest basketball player is. Maybe a couple other guys in that argument, but that's a tight fraternity. And then I got to tell you, as somebody who grew up on Vin Scully's calls and then moved to California as a young guy and found the Dodgers and Dodgers home broadcast of Vin Scully. Vin Scully's passing just gutted me. I've been listening to Vin Scully. Man, there's just never going to be another voice quite like Vin. Like I said the other night, there's great broadcasters, amazing. We're so lucky. We have a pantheon of talent in broadcasting, but there's Vin Scully to me, and there's everybody else. And his career spans. I mean, you're watching black and white stuff from the '60s, and it's Vin Scully, and he did his final Dodger game in 2016. It's an incredible career. And then add to that, Dan and I this weekend go to have a get together with our grandmother, who's 98 years old. Right, she's 98. How cool is that? How lucky are we to be dudes who can go have lunch with their families and their 98-year-old grandmother and her 3 great grandkids and all that stuff? So I started thinking about life is short, right? Life's short, man. You got to ride this sucker for everything it's worth. So what's on the bucket list, right? What should we be doing? We get caught up in the everyday. We worry about a whole bunch of shit doesn't really matter. It's all the stuff that we think matters really goes downstream pretty quick. So other than winning a championship for the Albany Empire, because that's
Again.
on we've established that's on all of our bucket lists.
Go to Dan first. Let me have a second on this one because you said when you said Vin Scully, I was like, that's like his voice was like a warm sports blanket, like him and Keith Jackson and like Al Michaels and John Madden. Those voices, I hear those voices, and I'm just like, everything is good. Everything's good with the world. So give me you go to your brother first for the bucket.
So Dan and I tweeted about this the other night. We wore out MLB 99 on the PlayStation. And Vin Scully's voice was, he hit a home run. They show movies on that flight, right? I mean, man, and that's so for me and Dan, that's one of the things that we connected over, right? As brothers, young guys, video games, man, it brought people. We didn't play it with a headset from across the town or across. We played it, sit in the same room, have some laughs, punch each other a little bit, whatever. But Vin Scully's voice to me is an indelible part of that soundtrack. And then, so many other big moments. I'm genuinely a little torn up about it. But it got me thinking, Dan, what do we got to do before we're done?
So I started thinking about this, and I started thinking about like different sports arenas I want to go to or cities I want to see and things like that. But I'm going to go in a different direction here. So I'm still a young guy, but I've had a lot of fun. I've done a lot of cool shit. I've really enjoyed my time on this earth so far. So for me, my bucket list is my son, my niece and nephew, and like watching them grow and experience and live. Like that's what's on my bucket list. It is seeing the things that I thought was really cool and really fun, and I lived and I had a great time with. And there's still more that I want to do for sure. But what I'm really excited about in my future, what's really on my bucket list, is watching Connor and Abby and John and like grow up and grow together and have fun and do cool shit and go to cool places. So that's what it is for me, man. Like I'm good. I'm happy. I've had a hell of a run. I'm gonna keep kicking, but like I'm excited to see that next generation just really tear shit up and have fun.
Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you for being like emotional and nice all of a sudden. You can't make Sandy Hook jokes in the same podcast that you say something nice like that. You can't do it. It's not allowed.
It's not. I'm an onion. Ogres are like onions. There's a lot of layers.
Well, I'll tell you, I think, listen, I feel very lucky, because I could say I've been to a World Series, Stanley Cup final, Super Bowl, NBA final. I've seen some really cool stuff just by dumb luck, right? Being in the right place, right time, knowing the right people, work hard, dumb luck. But the coolest thing this last season, this current baseball season, when I was in Tampa, and I took my little girl to the Rays game, and they let people shit on Tropicana Field, but I'll tell you what, it's not a bad place, and the Rays organization does a great job. On Sundays, they let the kids run the bases at the Trop, at the like the Major League Stadium. The look on my kid's face coming down the third base line, I was like, man, this is it. This is the balls, right? So it is. You're right. It becomes a little bit about, not just your bucket list, but it's not just the shit that I want to do, but it's the people I want to share it with too.
Man. It's seeing. Look. Obviously, there's look. Give me $1 billion, I can spend it tomorrow. I can have a lot of fun still.
We did that show.
But to me, it's like the magic that I see. My son at the friggin' aquarium was the coolest thing in the world, and like that's such a small thing, but that's a bucket list thing for me. I cannot wait to take Connor to the Boston Aquarium. Just how much fun he had in Rotterdam. Like that's a bucket list thing. And I don't know what it says about me that at a point in my life where like that's my bucket list, but it is. Like that's what I'm all about. Like I'm excited to see your kids grow and my kids grow. I'm excited to just do cool shit, man, and see them do cool shit. Like
I feel like
that's what it's all about.
Levack is poised to bring this back to earth right now.
Well, yeah, because you guys are like, I mean, shit, you guys are writing for Hallmark all of a sudden. Listen, the bucket list is supposed to be like what you guys, your bucket list is more time. All you just said is, I just want more time. Ooh. That's all you just did. You got the genie. You're on the third wish. You're like, I just want more time. That's all you did, and
that's a huge bucket list thing, though, right?
It is,
yeah, but you can't have it. You can't have it.
Yeah, because the bucket gets kicked when the bucket gets kicked.
The genie's no.
What are you gonna do? Like, what's the thing you haven't done? Like, all right. I hate heights. I have rappelled down. What's it? It used to be called the Omni. I don't even know what the fuck it's called anymore. The hotel. I have walked down that wall for Special Olympics. I have. I've ridden a bull named Shovelhead at Double M. I've been to a Super Bowl.
I thought you were gonna make a joke about somebody there.
That too, but like all those things, and like obviously my daughter's 18, she'll be 19 a couple days actually, and like obviously cool I want to see. I mean, well, she almost likes me at the moment, but it's like obviously, like I just want the greatest things for her, like especially like somebody like me, right? So my father passed away in 93. I was a freshman in high school. My mother passed away in 03. My daughter was still in the womb. Like obviously I want to be there for all the big moments, which you would never guess as I chug a bottle of fucking bourbon and eat whatever I want. However, when you do the bucket list conversation, it's got to be the thing you like. I got to get this done before I kick. Like, and if you say you want to take Connor to the freaking Boston Aquarium, well, now you got to get in a car this weekend and go to the Boston Aquarium, especially the way you live, jackass. I was just saying, like the three wishes. I want more money. I want to live forever, and like whatever. No, F that. What's the thing you haven't done?
What do you got,
man?
It hurts, right? It hurts. Yeah. You got to think about it for real.
That's what it's about, though, man. No. That is for real. That for real. It is through his eyes, seeing those things. That's what it's about. There's nothing like I'm cool, man. There's nothing. There's no violin.
So the other takeaway from this is that we're so lucky, right? So
100%,
privileged in life
100%.
that there's actually because people every once in a while be like, man, Super Bowl's on. Don't you wish you were like covering the Super Bowl? No, I don't want to go back to Super Bowl. You couldn't pay me to go to the Super Bowl, literally, because I got paid to go to it once. You couldn't pay me to go. I want to be on. I'd rather be on my couch. I'd rather be on my couch, drinking my beers.
You could pay me a deciding World Series game where the Yankees are in it, or a Super Bowl with the Raiders, and like not work. Work.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Not work. Go be a part of it. Like if I could bring my daughter to a even though the first NFL game I brought my daughter to was Ravens versus Raiders. My nephew, awesome guy. He served his country with the Marines. He's a Ravens fan. His wife sets up this great trip. We all meet. We surprise him at the Baltimore Aquarium. You do a picture, and when you first go, and I recommend it. Yeah, they do a picture when you walk in. So I say to the people, I go, listen, I don't want to do my picture yet. We're surprising my nephew. When he comes in, I want to do the picture. So they come in, they're standing in front of the screen. He has no idea we're there. I run up and I go, pardon me, sir. I didn't get a chance to take a picture with my family. Would you mind if we jumped into your picture? And he starts, here's Super Marine. He can bench press a truck. He can do he's whatever. He starts bawling. And I'm like, gotcha. Here's where I start bawling. We're watching the game. Raiders beat Ravens at their stadium. And my daughter leaves a Ravens fan. But I would bring my daughter to a Raiders Super Bowl tomorrow, hoping that she would cheer for the Raiders.
So here's where I'll piggyback off that. You couldn't plan for that moment, right? You couldn't.
My nephew's wife could.
But I'm saying, 15 years ago, you couldn't have said, this is what I want to do. But it's probably one of your best memories. And I guess maybe that's my point more so, is that the stuff that I can't plan for with my son, with my family, those moments, that's my bucket list stuff. That's the stuff I can't wait for.
Say a Red Sox game with Connor.
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. That'd be awesome.
But I'm saying, do that, not just I just hope to see the sunrise.
No.
I hope for a nice snow.
I'll do us all a favor. I'll bring it back to me.
There we go. Do it. Come on, Bear.
Here's what I want to do. And this may include the kid, because I think I'm going to do it. I had, when they launched the last space shuttle, I was still working at New England Cable News, and a couple of guys I worked with, my good friend Matt, and a couple other people I talked about, hey, maybe we should just jump in the car and freaking drive to Florida and see the last space shuttle launch. And of course, we didn't do it. We talked a bunch of shit about it. We didn't do it. So they're getting ready to test the SLS system, which is hopefully the next system's going to take people to the moon and then hopefully to Mars. And they're going to do a launch of the system late this year sometime, fall, and send this thing around the moon uncrewed and bring it back. My kid loves space. We've been Kenny Spacer and all that stuff. So I've never seen space shuttle launch, rocket launch, or anything like that. I'm like, man, I've let too many of those opportunities get away. I want to see it, and I want to see how I get as close as I can, see it up close, experience that. People talk about when the shuttle or the Saturn V, the Moon Probe, it freaking hit the seismometer. It's like shaking the earth when these things take off. I've never seen it, want to see it.
Boom, that's a good one.
That's a real good one. Yeah, well,
that's a good one. I give up. I just want to see my kid do.
I just pray for a few more.
I just want to take
over the horizon.
I just want to take Connor to the Spearmint Rhino.
Yes, I believe.
Now we're there.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Now we're there.
I want at one of your next weddings to get your mother drunk again. That's what I want. That might be one of my crowning achievements. I got a Gadbois drunk.
To be honest, really
you've done that 100 times.
But, yeah.
No, you don't. You don't need my help.
All right. Listen, we got this real quick here. Summer is today. By the way, I saw a thing on social media. WCVB in Boston posted a story, and they said, "Hey, just so you know, this is the last sunset after 8 p.m. until next May." I'd like to thank. WCVB could have just come to my house, send a big guy in steel toe boots to just kick me right in the balls.
Right.
Did not need that today because I already knew that summer's winding down. But you're still feeling the heat. It is freaking hot out, and it's especially hot here in upstate New York. If you want to stay cool all summer long, call Johnstone Supply in Troy. Ask them about their high-efficiency central AC systems, their ductless mini splits. They got Goodman, Fujitsu, Westinghouse. They're in stock, and they're at great prices. If you need someone to help you install a system, Johnstone Supply in Troy can help with that too. You've heard George on previous episodes of Getting There with Gaz. You had a chance to learn his story, learn the Johnstone story. Stop in and find out about their great service and products. Find out the story for yourself. Give Kev, James, or Bert a call. They'll help you make your house a cooler place this summer. If you want to stay cool,
and you want a closed system, trust me, you want those splits. You want a closed system.
They're sick, right?
You don't want open systems. I can tell you from last night, any open system is a recipe for disaster. Those splits are they're a closed system. I don't have duct work. I need the spillets. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna do it.
So what happened in your house at 3:00 this morning? Let's hear that story.
So you guys will understand this. Like as a man, 3:00 in the morning, you got to pee. It happens. Brand new bathroom. My bathroom's completely redesigned.
Was it a stand-up pee or a sit-down pee?
It was. Well, I stand when I pee.
3:00 in the morning. You're not just feeling like
3:00 in the morning. I might sit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, yeah,
it's
but
dark.
I don't
want to turn the light on though.
No, but I live alone. I live alone. I don't have to. I can road spray all over this place. It doesn't matter. I live alone. I don't have a woman to yell at me.
That's a
I can pee on the seat.
Feature.
I can do whatever I want.
That's nice.
So as I'm walking to the bathroom, my eye catches the cat's eyes from the office, and she's staring at me, which is weird. She usually tries to trip me down the stairs. She's an evil little bitch. So I'm like, whatever. I look up as I turn the light on the bathroom, and a full-size bat, like literally like the size of both of my hands, buzzes the tower, Top Gun style, and flies out of my bathroom and directly into my bedroom. So like in the moment where I go, holy crap, I wish there wasn't a bat in my bathroom, is replaced by, oh my God, there's a bat in my bedroom. Because I would have at least, like, I have a bathroom downstairs. I could have shut the door.
Shut that door.
Yeah, right. Locked that bat in there, and then I will deal with that in the morning. So I go in the bathroom, I open the window, I open the screen, and I'm trying to figure out.
Wait, real quick, did you pee before you went back to the bedroom?
100%. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I peed first. I peed.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm 45. You know, you can't hold that long.
Yeah. All right.
I'm now watching this bat just do laps around my bedroom. Laps. I'm like, well, obviously left the bathroom because of the light. So I turn the light on, turns the fan on. The bat keeps going. I now have decided that I have to capture this bat. I'm not going to go sleep downstairs. I'm not that big of a pussy. However, the cat, once it realizes I'm locked in battle with the bat, the cat like double birds me and scoots down the stairs.
Nice.
So like
that's what cats are for, right?
Well, she's I'm like, I literally yelled at her while I'm like big trust, like yo, big wuss, like this is why you're here. Like this is your job.
This is a rodent. This thing is a rodent.
Yes. And this cat is a psychopath. Like have you ever seen Dinner for Schmucks? Where Steve Carell's character like poses mice?
Oh yeah. Yes.
I pulled a shirt out from under my bed, and this cat had posed mice in the shirt. She caught like two, and got, like, I have an old house, like you can't seal it. So like I'm like, you're a psychopath. This is your job. This is what you do. She's like, F you, I'm out. So I've got my lacrosse stick. Luckily, I played lacrosse in high school. What's up, kids? And I've got.
You still have your lacrosse stick?
Of course I do. I can cradle like a champ. Listen, by the way, thank God I did. So I've got the towel. I'm holding the towel out like this. I've got the lacrosse stick in one hand, and I'm trying to get the bat because I don't want to kill it. I could kill it. Like I've got weaponry to kill the bat. I could go around the garage, get some BB guns. I can put that bitch down. I'm trying to be a good person. So and it's like they're blind, but it's ducking the lacrosse stick. So finally, I catch it, flap to the ground, throw the towel on top of it, scoop in the towel, go into the bathroom with the towel, and the bat is yelling at me this entire. He's making these like
get mad.
Noises, like all these things. Throw the entire thing out the window, shut the screen. This morning, go out, shake the towel, bat's gone. But that all happened at 3:00 in the morning. I've been exhausted all day.
And the moral of the story is, if you had a closed system,
right? Yes.
So you call Johnstone Supply 518-272-5922. Connect online, johnstonsupply.com. Social media, Johnstone Supply NY, and then you're not trying to lacrosse stick a freaking bat. In the
bathroom has a brand new vent, and it's got plastic fins on the vent. The bat came in through the vent, down through the exhaust
Oh,
and
seriously?
in through the fan. Yes.
Wow.
So the fan is running from here on out.
I was gonna say, so
I
more
will
of the
not
story,
stop-
leave your fan on.
Well, until like we're gonna like my buddy Zach's gonna come and replace this screen, so it'll be like the vent will be like they won't be able to do that. But until then, yeah, that freaking fan's running. That's a cheese grater, bitch. You want to come in?
You ain't
Welcome.
coming out.
Yeah, cat's looking at me all day like, good job. I'm like, I hate you. So hate that cat right now. I do. Sorry, didn't mean to. But yes, closed splits, all that.
Yeah, I have
Console
that.
supply.
Yeah.
Console supply.
Yeah. So, hey, Barry, can you put out on the Bros and Bourbon Pod Twitter? Can you put out a poll? 3 a.m. P. Are you standing up or sitting down? That's what I need to hear.
All right. As soon as we're done recording this.
You are markedly younger than I am.
Yeah.
What does
you
that have to
should-
do with it?
Because you should be able to stand when you pee.
I mean,
Here's- here-
I can.
Barry, wait a minute, Barry, how old are you? Because I think I'm the oldest on this podcast.
Right now, yeah, I'm 41. So
Yeah, I'm the oldest on this podcast,
But
and I
here's
stand when I pee.
here's the thing. I'm not arguing for sitting when you pee, except in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Agreed.
So first of all, I sleep when I travel. If I go to a hotel, there's like a blinky little smoke alarm. I carry tape and I cover that thing because I need dark. I want it dark to sleep.
All right.
So if I get up in the middle of the night, when I go in the bathroom, if I hit that light, I am like the thing
Only
from
dark
the
thing in Barry's hotel room.
right? I mean, I can't. I'm just ignoring Dan, by the way. So then I'm awake, right? Because I've like shocked myself awake by turning on the light. However, if I pee in total darkness, look, I know where my toilet is approximately.
It's called sonar. It's just like the
But
bat
I'd
use.
rather not. I mean, like you're gonna go, you let it go, the stream's flying, and if you don't hear the water, you know you got a problem. You're up on the tank, you're over on the sea, you're to the side, maybe you're pissing in a trash can. I don't know. I don't need that in the middle of the night. So you can park it. Just park it and pee. It's okay. Yeah, what do I have to prove? I got nothing left to prove. So
But
I
it's
don't
more
want-
movement. It's more movement. You know, the only thing is, I will say that, like, since the walls are freshly painted, because I had like a spot where I'd place the hand.
hand. Yeah,
Like, yeah, just the hand.
Yeah.
Like, all right, everything's where it's supposed to
I
be.
have
Yeah, exactly. Like now, I can't place the hand because I'm like, if I leave a handprint on this wall, like I can hear my mother's ghost, like, which is weird while you're peeing. I can hear my mother's ghost, like, stop putting handprints on the wall. Like nope. But yeah, no, you stand, you aim. Maybe I'm just like, maybe Scottish people are better hung than Irish people. Maybe that's the
biggest-
thing.
Well, I mean,
Maybe that's
probably
what
not
we're
wrong
learning.
there.
Yeah.
Which,
The
I mean, we're
biggest-
not well hung.
The biggest risk of the sit is that you're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna fall
Mm.
back asleep while you're sitting.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's more and more and more. Like it's like me.
Now,
shuffle
listen,
in,
the ultimate, the
pee,
real answer to this is
shuffle
that
out.
I would go back to the lottery conversation from last week. If I had the money, I would just stick a urinal. I'd have a
yeah.
urinal.
Yeah, I'd be in on
Right.
that. 100%.
That's the ultimate. Like as a guy, you talk about why men have it so much better. We have it easier. We have it better because we can just
Outdoor plumbing.
Yeah, I mean, let it rip. Give me a urinal all day long, and then I don't need the light. All I got to find is that, like the drink perch. You know, once you got that, the hand. You know, then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Let it
That's
flow.
that's the only thing I'm thinking is I might like put like some kind of like diamond cut
TV.
steel or something, or
Oh.
well, no, because I want to put my hand up. I want to like there's just
Oh.
something like, oh Jesus, I'm pacing. Like that's just something about that just
Hands free
makes-
too, apparently.
Just the hand. I only
Yeah,
need
one
one.
hand. What do
One.
you need, Dan? Are you alleging that you need two hands? I mean,
No, he put his hand on his chest and his hand on the wall.
oh, I
Well,
see.
no, but there's definitely one down lower. I do need to aim. I'm Scottish. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm not Jeff Levack. I can't. It's not that good. It's not that good. Ladies, it is whatever you want it to be. Everyone else, no. You know,
Wow. All
you ever
right,
hear the old Scottish joke? Guy's drunk, leaving a bar, falls asleep in a ditch because he's hammered. Two Scottish women walk down the road. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I want to look," and they flip it up and they take a look at it. I feel bad, so they tie a ribbon around it and let him know that somebody looked at his wee wee. And he gets up and he goes to take a piss. And he sees the ribbon. He goes, "I don't know where we were last night, Willie, but we came in first. We got the blue ribbon."
That's what sets this podcast apart is the kind of content. You don't
Scottish
get that.
dick jokes. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
You're not
it. You don't
you're not getting dick jokes on the Rogan podcast. I mean,
Right.
you're getting them here. So
that and Dan. My bucket list is to see a flower bloom in April and whatever.
my
I
my
appreciate
bucket-
that thing I get shit for. I make two Sandy Hook jokes.
my
Black
I was gonna
Chicken Barry's Hotel.
Because that's
room,
the
you guys-
real
my-
you. That's the real you.
My bucket list is to make some jokes about murdered kids, but then talk longingly about sunset walks
child.
on the beach with my children because I'm the most selfish fuck on the planet.
Those jokes are only funny because my DNA is not involved.
Sweet Jesus. I mean,
I can't say that. I don't. I mean, I spent some time in Connecticut. It's possible. I don't know.
You're not that good.
Wow. You know, just when I think we scraped the barnacles off the bottom of this boat, and somehow the shit. It's like the Titanic. You're like, oh, look at it, it's going at. Oh, it's still going, still down there. Fucking Robert Ballard's gonna need a submarine to find this freaking podcast, man.
Barry, my favorite part of our last podcast was Gaz texting Dan and I going, I really wish you'd put explicit on it, but it was good.
It's good. I mean, you know, we come back. We got to do another one. So
it's entertaining, you know, third circle of hell, but fine, you know, it was good. People laugh.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I imagine somebody's gonna pick this up at some point and listen to one episode and be like, "These guys are fucking sick."
Right.
There is something seriously wrong.
You know why I don't go to the Albany Empire games?
yeah.
That fucking Levack prick. That's why. That's the problem, right?
There's gonna be some guy calling Johnstone Supply, like, "Do you know where they advertise your show?"
Yeah, but you know what? If they're smart, while they're yelling at them, they're gonna get a mini split. Because I mean, think about the mini split, which I only learned recently. Not only makes you can heat with it too.
Right.
So you get, the mini split goes both ways. So yes, you're benefiting.
Just like
now.
Dan.
You're benefiting now when it's hot as hell, but then you get the crank up because you're gonna. This is what people bitching about the heat right now. In 6 months, all you incorrigible pricks are going to be complaining about the cold, and I will
3
be with
weeks.
you complaining
like 3
about
weeks.
the cold.
It's going to be.
I'll be outside snow blowing in my shorts. Give it to me, baby.
You are sick. You're a sick man. I'll be in Florida. I'll be at the southern studio of the Bros and Bourbon podcast.
I'm going to Florida in the end of August for my birthday, and then I'll be up here enjoying the snow. I like the snow. I do.
You like the snow? You both are snow likers?
Yeah, I don't like sub-zero temps, but you give me a good 15, 20 degree day with a little bit of snow. I'm out there snow blowing, having a good time. Now I dress appropriately.
You give me a good 4 to 6 inches, I'll be happy.
I don't like sub 70 temps, really.
Well, you've gotten older. It's happened.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Hey, so all right, real quick. By the way, one thing I forgot to acknowledge: Ric Flair's last match. Oh my goodness! Did you guys see any of that? I mean, Ric Flair taking the blade, bleeding like crazy.
I like that he wore the pool shirt.
Yeah.
He's 73, by the way.
Right.
He's 73.
Because he's only 73.
Right. Well, no, his liver's 116, but
somebody else's liver.
Well, you know the old saying. The old saying, like, better to keep your mouth shut and be thought a fool than open it and remove all doubt. Better to keep the pool shirt on and be thought a mess than take it off and remove all doubt.
Well, the guy just got out of the hospital. Like, he was at the hospital for a long time. He was. I mean, it was not.
And he still stands when he pees, by the way. So
that's because he has a big dick.
Yeah,
it's fair.
I don't know. So, and I'm loath to promote ESPN content, but Ric Flair's last match inspired me to watch the Ric Flair 30 for 30, which, man, if you have not watched it, it is gold.
Speaking of ESPN, the captain. Oh, I won't watch the next episode because it's gonna get shitty. But up until now, great.
I haven't gotten there. I'm still busy watching Man in the Arena with my hand down my pants. But as soon as I get over,
I can't watch that. So like the reason the Jordan stuff was so good, Last Dance, is there was some turmoil. The Jeter thing is pretty good. The Man in the Arena, Brady's too smart. There'll never be turmoil.
I'll tell you what, you get more than I thought you would. Have you watched any of it?
No, I can't.
I know you feel that.
It was a fumble. It wasn't a talk.
Objectively, you get a lot more than I thought you would from Brady.
It's a fumble.
Scoreboard.
Fumble. We would have had a dynasty instead of you.
Scoreboard.
Yeah.
With Rich Gannon.
Yeah. Sidearm, motherfucker.
You think Rich Gannon's taking the Raiders to fucking 5 Super Bowls after that?
At least 3.
No way.
I don't think that team was
with Gruden. With Gruden.
Well, I got to tell you, I am a Gruden lover all the way.
Oh yeah. Well, and now Josh McDaniels. Let's go. Let's do it. And Jared Stidham is our backup.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
always next
happening while
year.
we're talking.
There's a lot of definite.
How dare you?
I
There's only 4 years from now for your Giants.
4 years is optimistic. When's
People
Arch?
How can you be Boston Dan to be a Giants fan? I'm just saying.
When does Arch come out of college?
Closet? What?
College. When's Arch?
People are going to be complaining. Colin Johnson
Four
started
years?
complaining. We're having Jared Stidham talk on this podcast. I mean, that's really the more offensive thing.
All I know is the Raiders are up 20-0, and I bet them -2.5. So let's go. Let's go.
All right, Levack. We didn't get to some stuff I want to talk about. So that means we have to do this again at some point down the track. We'll have to hang out and drink.
Any excuse to drink bourbon and talk to you guys. I'm in.
And yeah, we talk some shit. This was good though. I feel like we are for as offensive as this all is and all that stuff.
What?
I mean, I wasn't gonna point fingers, but
yeah. I don't know where I'm gonna be on the screen when people see it, so I'm gonna pretend it's like there's Dan.
Yeah, him, that guy over there.
Oh, that guy, there it is.
There.
That guy. Oh, wow. It's weird. I don't hate it. I'll put it back.
All right, before this gets any worse, this is Bros and Bourbon podcast.
Bucket list.
Godzilla Media. Thanks everybody who supports the show. Don't forget to smash like buttons and subscribe and do all that stuff and put us on your bucket list. We're worth it.
Cheers.